Go on, let's have a look. Let's see what you got.
Come on!
I've come to Thorrington in Suffolk to this derelict Grade 2 listed Georgian Gate Lodge, which former local boy Scott Welsh bought as a weekend retreat for £146,000 in 2007, so he could spend more time with his father.
So we've got to break in, have we?
I think we have to break
You
it
do
a little
definitely
bit.
own it, don't you? It's like a demolition job. We're pulling half the bloody building off the front.
Unbelievably, this is the first time Scott has seen the interior since he bought it.
I mean, this really is like going back in time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's oldie.
Crikey. They've ripped all the ceilings out. The windows are beautiful, though, actually. I mean, funny, I know all the glass is smashed and stuff like that, but they're not bad, you know, for the age that they are.
After being home to only local vandals for the past 22 years, the lodge is in a
amazing.
pretty desperate state.
Going in here, it's so wet. I mean, the timbers are basically like soil. I mean, that is unbelievable. God, your floors are rotten to hell. And luckily, I think that's all wet rot. But the bricks are good, you see.
Yeah.
See, that is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Now, that's quite a good sign, because if it means the ones under the floor are that good, most of the structure in the wall's probably not too bad either. You know,
Yeah.
all the sort of material stuff, the roof, the timbers, the plaster, all of that shot. But to be honest with you, the rest, when you look at the brickwork and the rest of the structure of it, it's pretty good. That's the only good news.
I should have had a look inside before I bought it, really, shouldn't I?
That would have been a really good idea, Scott.
Derelict since the 1980s, the first job is stripping out the interior and getting rid of any non-original features.
So, Scott, we're going to try and get this fireplace out, yeah?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Shall I make a weak and pathetic start and you can finish it off?
Can. Go on, let's have a look. Let's see what you got.
Bloody hell, that is rock.
I don't think that's going anywhere, that.
I've seen nests and twigs of chimney breasts before, but look at this.
That is incredible.
If there's any protected species like bats, if you found signs of bat droppings anywhere in the building, you'd have to stop work.
Yeah.
And you'd stop work and then they'd get you to they'd get a specialist out to relocate them somewhere else. And if they were a very rare species, they'd have to stay where they were and they wouldn't let you do any work at all. Shocked at that. I mean, that is just unbelievable.
Chris Kelly and his partner Sue bought this derelict 17th century crook frame house for £77,000 3 years ago. They have a budget of £100,000 and dream of converting it into their very first family home for them and their 4 teenage daughters.
So what did you think when you first saw the building after it had been bought?
I wondered why he'd bought it, to be honest. And I don't see how it's going to turn into anything spectacular right now.
Emil
It's just
doesn't
a
believe
shed.
in the project.
No.
You don't believe in it at all?
I have faith in Chris, but it doesn't look like it's going to be anything too much yet.
I just saw it and thought, why has he bought a tin shack? I don't understand. It just looks like an old shed.
I can see now why you need the extension.
I know.
Look at them all. It's like, how do you actually survive with
Well,
all this
I
lot?
want a room at that end of the house, and I want them to have a room at the other end of the house. So I can get some peace.
You can just live in the extension on your own, mate.
It's all right. We'll get friends round. We'll have parties. It'll be fine.
So what happens if you don't get the extension?
We can't live here. It's just too small.
Yeah.
Unless there are 4 of them in a bedroom.
I don't know how you're going to survive.
No, I don't.
I don't know how you survive to this date, actually.
No, I don't.
Look at
He
them.
does okay.
Trouble. Absolute trouble. God, it's a brilliant space, actually. Really lovely. You're going to keep this, yeah?
Going to keep that, yeah.
Just make demands to the kids. Stop doing that. And stop doing that as well.
73 years after the Savills were forced to sell, David and Judith are now the proud owners of the pig barn. Back on site, I find David directing operations.
Work started,
Right,
guys on
yeah,
site?
Yeah, they're on site, they're clearing up. There's a lot of old timber, of course, and we're trying to pick out the oak. And then we've got a wall that's leaning, and we're going to knock it down. I mean, you might like to give them a hand. So
Save
you
on
have
a bit
go
of
at it.
labour costs.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
The unstable wall on the left-hand side of the courtyard has to come down, but it will be rebuilt to look exactly the same, reusing as many of the original bricks as possible.
You've asked me to do demolition for you. There's
Hit
nothing
it
careful
gently,
about
George, to
demolition.
start with. Hit it gently.
Well, I
You're a
just,
bit
I just thought I'd do it, you know, like
consenting,
the three little pigs with there being a piggery. I've got to kind of huff and puff and blow the thing
Oh,
down.
that good
Don't you think?
thinking. Oh, hey.
You don't get them right in the
No, he's not bad for an architect with a hammer, is he?
You know, sometimes things have just got to come down to be restored properly again. That came down easier than I thought. I've got you a little present.
I bet you he's got pigs on strangling if he has.
I think it's appropriate for you to have a little gift. A little mini gift from me to you to celebrate for a little housewarming. Do you mind
Good
opening it up,
afternoon,
mate?
sir.
I think you need a little present, you know, for moving in.
What kind is it? Is it
Pot belly
pot
pigs.
belly? Right.
George and Mildred,
George
perfect.
and Mildred. Oh, bless you, that's brilliant.
You can't have a pig barn without pigs.
Farmer George.
Come on!
Come on, George.
You gotta watch where you're working in your mind.
Oh my God, crikey. Look at that.
The dry rot was amazing in this floor.
But you've had to take the roof off and everything. Are you taking the walls down here as well, or not?
That one's staying.
That one stays, thank God.
That one's coming down.
Oh, you can see why. Crikey.
Yeah. See the crack in the corner?
This
like that.
particular wall had come away from the roof as well. It had come right out.
I'm just worried about how much you've got to do with the amount of money you've got, because it's big. There's a lot to do.
Yeah.
And it's really, to keep the cost down, you've got to do a lot of work yourself.
I mean, if we do get into more financial difficulty we can handle, we do have a boat we can sell.
It's been a challenge to keep hold of my boat. So you only get one boat, I think, and you must cherish it.
Yes. I've seen, obviously, bad buildings, well, good buildings in a bad state. But this is pretty bad.
But when we bought this, mind, I said to a lot of people, it takes somebody like me or us to buy something like this. Anybody with any sense wouldn't buy it. So you've got to be mad. Otherwise you wouldn't bother. But only the mad succeed.
Ali and Matt Gray have purchased this majestic but forgotten Victorian pumping station.
A lot of people were after it.
I'm not surprised, because when you've got a building like this, which has stood here for years and years, looking so idyllic in this part of the world, the demand for something like this is huge.
It was at the very top limit of what we could afford.
Okay.
Yeah. We bought it off the chap. He'd bought it to restore it or to convert it, and I think he'd started off with very good intentions, but as it went further down the line, it was clear that the quality of the build had...
Was suffering, should we say?
Yeah, well, the thing that jumps out to me straight away is that there's UPVC windows in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who on earth would put UPVC windows in a
don't know
building
what
like
it
this?
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. Yes.
We're keeping them.
You better not be keeping them. You better not be bloody keeping them.
No.
They are awful, aren't they?
In Stone in Staffordshire, Alan and Dora Appleby are 14 months into the restoration of their 18th century flint mill. Spiralling costs have meant they're already £50,000 over their £175,000 budget. And now winter has struck with only half a roof and no sign of the bespoke windows.
Mr. Grumpy, Mr. Poor.
Poor and grumpy now.
You're even more grumpy than
I'm
you were
more
before.
grumpy and much poorer.
These screams come from the office and you think, no!
It's incredible, isn't it?
Absolutely mind-bogglingly knackered.
Derelict.
You seem to have more gaps in fresh air than you have timber and building.
I know, I don't
Is
think
that
we can
fair?
move in tomorrow.
No. Is it listed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Grade 2.
God, that's grade 2 listed.
Yeah.
And it's fallen into that level of disrepair.
But I think that's why we're allowed to take it down, basically.
You
well-
mean completely?
Yes. Only this span here.
And they've
yeah.
asked us to keep as much of the original oak as possible, though.
So we are going to do that, but you'll find that quite a lot of the oak you can't use anyway, because it's just shot to bits.
The barns are in a terrible state of disrepair. I'm surprised they're still standing.
Have you ever done a restoration project before?
No, not at all.
Have you done a building project before?
Lego.
Lego?
Yeah.
We're just out of our minds, you know.
We are out of our depth, for sure. It's something that we're kind of scared about.
We're hoping that at the end of it we'll think it was worth it.
Yeah.
This is the little lean-to, what was the kitchen, we think.
So it was a kitchen in this spot, you reckon?
Yeah.
And then what's it? This is the tiniest little room in here.
Well, there
Is
was
this a little larder or something before?
That
was the bathroom.
That was the bathroom?
You're looking at where the bath was. Those are the scars in the wall.
Chased into there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they used to have a tiny little earth closet,
So
we think.
to your right, that hole in the wall, that
Yeah.
was the breather for an earth closet. You know an earth closet?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The bucket where you do your business.
Yeah, and
sprinkle
just
with
slosh
earth
it
and
out
the
there.
Council come and take it away.
Nice.
Yeah, this is pre-everything.
Yeah.
There's no electricity ever here, no gas, no sewage. That's one of those things we're not going back to, actually, because I do like modern convenience.
I don't blame you. And what are the planners like about building on the old wall? Because you're obviously lifting that up so it's safe. I'm assuming that's the scheduled monument as well.
Yes, it is.
And the planners are happy?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Well, they were in '97.
Have you asked them since?
No. Don't need to. The consent has been implemented, so
Yeah.
it's valid forever.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a great scheme. And I wouldn't want to make any changes because it will just disrupt absolutely everything to do with the planning that you've dealt with so far. And I wouldn't even like to imagine what that's been like. It's lovely.